Hey, it's still Virgo season, y'all. Hey, did just getting started. Did just getting started. Hey, getting started. Did just getting started. Hey. That's the energy I'm going to have to keep for the whole Virgo season. Y'all don't even know what it's like to be a Virgo. Like, I'm... They could never. Honey, they could never. So, once again, before we get started, look at my new background, guys. I got a mirror. It's super cute. Am I wrong? I know I'm not. You guys, look at my mirror. Isn't it so cute? It really ties the whole room together, I think. I just love it. I can't stop smiling because it looks so freaking good. Like, look at me next to this motherfucking mirror. Beach. Ooh. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Consciously Unfiltered with Averilina. I am your hostess with the mostest, Averilina. Today, it's been a day, and I'm motherfucking tired. But, I will prevail. So... on my Instagram, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I asked you guys if I should talk about astrology or do a celeb conspiracies part 2. You guys were like, astrology and soul ties, yeah. And I was like, okay. Okay, why not? Why not? So yeah, that's what we're gonna be talking about today. If you didn't know, announcements for today, you guys. The cutest picture of Corday and Naomi Osaka just surfaced, and it's so cute, and I love their relationship. Like, I think they're the cutest couple. I think they're the cutest, what are we, Gen Z? We're not millennial. Like, I'm not a millennial because I'm not, like, 28 or something like that. Millennials are, like, older than us. I'm a Gen Z, right? Born in 97, baby. 97, baby. I'm a Virgo, baby. Okay, I'm gonna stop. So I think YB and Corday and Naomi Osaka are like the cutest Gen Z couple. Don't at me. They're cuter than Gigi. Wait, no. Yeah, Gigi and Zayn. They're cuter than... definitely cuter than Justin and Haley. Who else is like who else is like in a relationship? Shit. They're not cuter. Actually, they're just as cute as ASAP Ferg and Renell. Now, speaking of ASAP Ferg, them niggas really tried to take him out of the group. As if him and Rocky aren't the group. Tell me, just let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. Okay? I ain't got nothing wrong with admitting that I was wrong. If I'm wrong. But me being the Virgo that I am, I'm almost never wrong. So, tell me, what other artists, what other songs have been mainstream, have gone number 1, other than ASAP Rocky's and ASAP Ferg's? I'm waiting. Somebody in the ASAP mob, tell me, who has sold a record? I'm still waiting. That's what I thought. But it's okay. Him and Renell are so cute. 1, 2, he don't need them niggas because he basically just made it himself. Like, in all honesty, so many of the niggas in ASAP Mob didn't pop off that it confused the fuck out of me. Like, so many niggas in the ASAP Mob didn't make it that I truly believe that Ferg did the shit himself. Like, none of these other niggas are famous. None of these other niggas are selling records. He did all the work himself anyway, so he might as well be out the damn group. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, I got a joke for y'all. What do Chet Hanks and Adele have in common? Bitch, they want to be Jamaican. Ciao. We gotta talk about Adele. We gotta talk about Adele. We gotta gotta talk about Chet. We gotta talk about Chet Hanks. Why are they so obsessed with Jamaican culture? I am so confused. Ever since Adele lost that weight, honey, Adele said, look, I'm finna get skinty on these hoes. I'm finna hook up with whoever I want. I'm finna do whatever I want. I'm finna talk however I want. Adele said, baby, ain't nobody holding me back no more. Adele really like showed us who she is. Apparently she's Jamaican. Nah, she's just as much Jamaican as Chet Hanks is Jamaican, right? So, I don't know what is going on, but this little picture of her, a baby girl, little picture of baby girl. Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. I don't know what is up with their like infatuation with like Jamaicans. It's so random. It's so random. And you know what? Chet made a video responding to Adele like, I see you.
Adele. You know, I say me a prayer from long time, but after I see a picture of that, it sweet me. Me not tell no lie, my girl. Hairstyle fit you. Big up yourself. And
I'm terrible at accents in general, so I'm not going to do a Jamaican accent. Do y'all hear that? Okay. Let's move on. We gotta talk about the VMAs, honey. The VMAs. This year, so let me just give you a quick little rundown of what I think about the VMAs. I hated the VMAs this year. In general, right? I loved the host. Who doesn't love Keke Palmer? Please, somebody point me to that motherfucker so I can shoot him. Because I love Keke Palmer. She is my best friend in my head. I don't give a fuck. And that's how I feel, right? I love Keke. I love what she did. I think she did an amazing job. I think she does an amazing job of whatever the fuck she does. So honestly, whether she was hosting the VMAs or going snorkeling with some sharks, she's gonna do amazing, right? That was so random, but it was the only thing that popped in my head. Anyway, she did great, okay? The VMAs this year were extremely white and extremely disappointing. A lot of white winners, a lot of black nominees, and a lot of white winners. And a lot of white winners, and a lot of white winners. It was the same a good five people probably got nominated multiple times. Five black people got nominated multiple times for different things. So I really want to talk about these performances because Chloe and Halle, the girls never disappoint, and that's why I love them, and that's why they're worthy of every single thing that they get, because they never disappoint. And they performed Ungodly Hour, which is one of my favorite songs. They looked so good. They sounded even better. Of course, that's expected because it's fucking Chloe and Halle. What do you expect? Their voices are angelic as fuck. Period, right? Not to mention the look, right? I love their fits. Their fits reminded me of Sweet Dreams, Beyonce, I Am Sasha Fierce era, right? And let me tell you, when I say I was living is an understatement, bitch. I was fucking on cocaine. Well, I wasn't just living, I was on cocaine. Who says that? Anyway, so Chloe and Halle, oh my God. If I had more thumbs, I would give you guys more thumbs up. Miley looking like the raw chicken leg that she is. Miley was there. I have nothing to say about Miley. Miley was there. She performed. I didn't like her hair. I think I liked her outfit. She was on the wrecking ball. It was a lot going on. I didn't care for her. I didn't care for her performance, and I didn't care for her song. Lady Gaga won a shit ton of awards. I used to love Lady Gaga. back when, you know, Bad Romance was out. I thought she was everything. She came from Juilliard. She's a great freaking woman, philanthropist, freaking amazing, talented artist. She performed with Ariana Grande. I love me some Ariana Grande. Let me tell you something about the song they performed. So they performed Rain on Me. And when I remember when they were doing the promo for it before the song even came out, I was so excited for that song because I love me some Lady Gaga. I know she's so talented. She will come through with a great song. And I love Ariana. She got the voice. She could come through with a great song too. So you would think that two of your favorite artists, favorite female pop vocalists that are literally running the game right now, you would think that they would come together and like create this mega smash hit song. I personally didn't think it was a smash hit song. I don't really love the song, but they made a song and they performed it at the VMAs, and I thought it was cool. I like that Gaga and Ariana were wearing masks. I thought that was nice. Other than that, meh. You know, like, meh. Gaga got hella awards, bruh, for no reason. Like, I love you, girl, but I just don't. I don't see the connect. Like, I'm disconnecting from her songs and her music to the awards. Like, there's a disconnect for me. So that's what I think personally. But you know, Ariana won some awards too. What else? Who else was at the VMAs? DaBaby performed. It was DaBaby performance, you know, it was a regular performance by him. I don't know. I truly was not impressed with a lot of the VMAs, unfortunately, but you know, MTV gonna do what MTV wanna do. You feel me? I literally just realized that there's no good shows on MTV anymore. Like, literally. After they took off, after VH1 canceled Wild 'N Out, there's literally no good shows on there. They literally play ridiculousness all day and night. Teen Mom or some bullshit like that. Like, I don't care for those shows. Like, anyone who's watched MTV since the early 2000s growing up, they know, like, MTV is trash now. And that sucks because there's so many people, there's so many content creators, there's so many people that could really help the VMAs and MTV that I just don't understand. Like, with them, there's a disconnect between their content and content creators and celebrities, you know? Like, there's a big disconnect in my opinion. So until they can bridge that gap, until they can connect, MTV is gonna be in shambles. Like, no one's gonna care, right? I don't know. That's just me. Before we move on to the heavily awaited topic at hand, you feel me? Brandy versus Monica. Monica versus Brandy. Brandy versus Monica, and Monica versus Brandy. Who do y'all think won? Let me explain something so that you guys can understand where exactly I'm coming from. So personally, I didn't really grow up on Brandy. I didn't really watch Moesha. I didn't really listen to her albums. I love Brandy, don't get it twisted, but I didn't grow up on her. So I don't have that love that you get from something that you've known for a long time, you know? I don't have that love for her like as I would for someone that I've really like grown up watching, you know? Like, I personally, that just wasn't my story for Brandy, right? Turns out Brandy's a really big fucking deal. I knew she was a big deal, don't get me wrong. That's Brandy. I know who she is. I know who her brother is. I know who Kim Kardashian is too. That was messy for no reason. I apologize, but let's keep going. So I know who Brandy is, and I know she's I just didn't know she was that big of a deal. I love her music. I always thought her voice was so soft and she was so soft spoken. I remember whenever I would flip through channels and I would land on Moesha, I would just be bored because she talks like this and she's really chill and her voice is really soft. And yeah, that's cool and all, but I'm over here trying to watch something that's like Snooki related, like Snooki energy related. You feel me? Like, Moesha's just not that. So I'm over here trying to watch something that's like boom, boom, bam, bam, boom, boom, bam, right? And I turn on TV and Moesha's just like, so what happened today was, you know, writing in her diary. Anyway, I say all that to say that I'm not the biggest Brandy fan, but it's also because I didn't grow up on her. You feel me? So I only know a handful of Brandy songs, whereas everyone knows like 55 of them bitches, right? I only know like 10. So when I heard that Brandy was gonna go against Monica, I was like, is that even fair? Like, I understand that they have the Boy Is Mine song. I understand they're about the same age. I understand they came into the industry at around the same time. I get that. But when we go hit for hit, just because I don't know Brandy like that, I'm automatically thinking that Monica's gonna take the cake. Plus, I didn't grow up on Monica, but I definitely feel Monica's songs more. I like her vocals are fucking crazy. Brandy's voice is it's more of Brandy's songs and how she sings them. I found out it's how she sings them than about her vocal range. And it's more about Monica's vocal range than how she sings a song or what the lyrics are saying, you know? So Brandy's more lyricism and how she says it and her tone, and Monica's like voice for the guys, you know? Like, I love Monica's voice. I love a lot of Monica's songs. Like, I fucking love Monica. But you know, when you put that Aquarius and that Scorpio up in that room, child, when you put that Aquarius and that Scorpio in that room on a Pisces full moon night, the energy was astronomical. The tension was kind of high, but only with Monica. Brandy plays too much and Monica don't play at all. And that's where they disconnect. Because those girls, you could tell that all the drama that happened before, you could tell it makes sense that they were butting heads. Because they're two different people. That Aquarius is a different person. And that Scorpio don't play. So they're just two different people. But at the end of the day, the culture won. Not to mention, they actually broke the Verzuz record for most viewed Verzuz battle, which was 1.2 million. Like, look at us, Black women at that, you know, like doing this. So, man, Brandy and Monica did that. I can't even lie. Like, the shade was real. The shade was there. Oh, trust. We got a little shade. We got a little story. We got little haikus and poems. We got to talk about the white shoes. Like, we got to talk about a lot, you know? It was fun. It was a great time. Tensions were a little high. The shade was sprinkled in there, but overall, honestly, I loved it. I lived for it. You know, I love some of Brandy's songs. Almost Doesn't Count is my favorite song. I loved Have You Ever. I love Damn Near Monica. I got love all over me. Everything in Me. Like, I love New Monica. Do I sound just like Missy Elliott? New Monica. Silly of me. I love Monica. I love Monica's voice. Like, I just love Monica. Me personally, I think Monica won, but that's just me. All right, y'all. That is all the announcements that I have for you guys today. But the episode is not over. No, it's not over. So, time to get to the discussion at hand. We got to get here. We here now. You ready? So, I'm going to talk to my homegirl, Gina, about some things. As in soul ties. And we gonna figure it out, because baby, I got some questions. I need to know some things, because these soul ties, it's not a joke. And a lot of people are out here having sex and don't even know what soul ties are. Like, how does that even make sense? I don't know. We gonna talk to Gina and figure it all out. Hey girl.
Hey girl.
How you doing this September afternoon, girl?
You know, it's a beautiful day outside. Corona going on. at the park, you know.
Right.
Still out here like it ain't going on, but it's all good.
Right.
But it's a good day. It's a good day.
That's good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear, girl. Well, I know you also just celebrated a birthday because you're a Virgo.
Yes, man. August 29th. Okay, I was right at the cusp, but you know, God had to bring a real one in at the realest time of the year. Okay.
Right. The cusp. But that's like everything though. I love me a good like August Virgo. Like I honestly don't know the difference. I don't know the difference between an August Virgo and a September Virgo. But I still fuck with them because they're a Virgo, you know?
I mean, you got to. I mean, you know, I feel like with Virgos, because I don't do the month thing either. Like, some people are like, oh, you're August Virgos, September Virgos, and you have Leo tendencies. I'm like, I mean, like, we're super laid back. We're down to earth.
Very down to earth.
Sign, so we gotta be down to earth. I feel like we just real chill.
We're really like sympathetic and like compassionate, huh?
Yeah, like we're really helpful. We like helping other people, and we like being that person that our friends can come to.
That's very true. Like, that's why like Virgo is my favorite sign. Not only is it my sign, but it really is my favorite sign. Like, if you weren't a Virgo, what other sign would you want to be or like are interested in?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I only like being a Virgo.
See?
And it's no like shade. I mean, it's a Virgo thing, right?
See?
Like, I would have be else, man.
I think it is a Virgo thing. I really do, because every Virgo that I meet, they're like, I'm a Virgo. They tell you very headstrong that, listen, I'm a Virgo. Like, I know what I am. I know what I want. I know who I am. I'm a Virgo.
Do you know why? I think because we're so critical of everybody else that we see the flaws in everybody else. Then we just be like, I'm gonna deal with my flaws because all y'all, I don't want to be none of y'all.
Right. All y'all are flawed as fuck and annoying.
Exactly. So it's like, I might as well, if I know myself. I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm critical of myself, but we're critical of everybody. Like, we can be judgmental. So I wouldn't want to be nobody.
Right. I mean, well, honestly, because I've thought about this quite a few times. If I weren't a Virgo, I would either love to be a Leo or a Libra. Libras are very life of the party. They're people. For example, like Will Smith, Cardi B, they're Libras. Leos are like leaders, and they're very strong, and they're very like confident. For example, I think Barack is a Leo. Obama, I think, I know Demi Lovato's a Leo. My best friend's a Leo. I love that girl to death. She in med school. Shout out to Chelsea. That girl's in med school. Girl, but she's a Leo. Right, and she is very smart, very, what's the word? Just a leader. Just very, like, confident and, like, where do you guys even get this confidence from?
Right. It's like, I mean, some stuff is just like out of this world confidence. And I do admire that in some of the other signs. Because I feel like, you know, as a Virgo, I'm very self-critical because I want to be perfect. Right. And then that's what kind of kills your confidence.
Right.
You have to realize, like, you make one small mistake and you're so honed in on it, while everyone else is like, it's not that big of a deal.
Right. And that's what that just reminded me of, like, when I used to give presentations in class. Yeah. Like, you know, when you mess up or you stumble on a word or you do something, you know, you just mess up during a presentation and everyone's already looking at you, so it's already pressure. But, like, you messed up. So now I'm thinking, oh my God, everybody's thinking about how I just messed up. And everybody's thinking about, like, she's stupid, you know? I just go straight from, like...
dumb head. It's like you just sit here like, oh my gosh, like I failed. Like,
right.
So they marked me down because of this. Like you stumble over one or two.
Right, you're like, damn, that's points.
Oh,
yup.
fail.
Yep. Right. You over here talking about your presentation, you mess up, and now all you can think about is how you gonna fail.
Yeah, exactly. And then you end up getting a 99. You like, well, I could have got that 100 if I ain't stuttered though.
Right. And that's the thing about being a Virgo, man. But wouldn't change it for the world.
Sure wouldn't.
So, girl, I got a friend that needs some serious advice because she is in a real dilly of a pickle. What is the saying? Is that the saying?
Girl, I don't know.
She needs a little advice. My friend is in a relationship with someone, but she says that this dude that she used to talk to over a year ago is now hitting her up and telling her that they have a soul tie, that they belong together, and that he can't live without her, and that he doesn't know what to do because he just can't even forget about her, right? He keeps hitting her up, bothering the hell out of her, talking about some soul ties. And my girl came to me and she was like, girl, what even is a soul tie? And I was like, girl, what? So that's why we got my girl Gina on here to explain and give a little advice. So, girl, what in its essence is a soul tie?
Well, soul tie is like, it's the highest form of connection you can have someone emotionally and even spiritually. Like, there are different types of soul ties, but the ones that most people relate to are the spiritual ones and the sexual ones. And a lot of times, like, you develop that soul tie with someone when you have sex with them because we desire pleasure as humans. Like, that's the highest form of pleasure we can have with each other is through sex. So it's like you're sharing not only the physical, but you're sharing that emotional energy. And that's why a lot of times people, when they have what I call meaningless sex, sometimes they do tend to feel a little bit lost or a little bit, I wouldn't say
out of whack.
Broken is a really harsh. Yeah, see, like, broken is a very harsh word.
Yeah, no, that's not the word. Yeah, that's not the word. You just feel a little different, a little out of whack, kind of like not yourself 100%. So would you say what would be like for most people? I don't know if you know this, but I'm just asking. Like, for most people, if they feel like they had a soul tie, if they felt like they were the dude in the situation, in the scenario where, they had a girl, and what % of themselves do you think are connected to that other person? Like, generally speaking, with soul ties.
Generally, I'm gonna be honest, it's really high. I'm gonna go at least like in the 90 percentile.
Oh, wow.
Because it depends on the emotion, though, because it's not like it was like a hookup. It's like if we actually invested time together and we invested positive words or just invested just that time and energy, and then you up it and you have sex and you share that, then yeah. And then the thing is, it doesn't make it better if it's like unequally yoked. That's where people have a hard time with soul ties, is because if you guys aren't equally yoked and you guys have sex, build this connection, but you had a positive impact on the other person, but they had a negative impact on you, they have a, like, yeah, you have a soul tie to them. They don't have a soul tie to you. So because you didn't bring me what I need.
Right.
I gave you everything and got nothing.
Right.
So
wow. So
that's when it gets really difficult.
Okay, so you said all this, right? You explained soul ties. If you were in her situation, right, what would you do?
I mean, I think I would be I know she's been very clear, but I personally would be more transparent with the person, because like I said, if I had that much of an impact in your life, something like you feel like now that I'm gone, you're missing something. And we did have a relationship, so it is important to establish closure, especially if I moved on and you're not moving on because of me. And if you care about the person, you would care that they have that same closure that you have. So it's like, what did you see in me? What did I give to you that you just can't let go of? Because sometimes when we give to people, we feed into their insecurities and they don't acknowledge that. So when you're transparent about it and then they kind of talk through it, you have to realize like, hey, I did give you this, but this is something you need to find for yourself. Like in So I would be transparent. I would say I broke a soul tie with one of my exes. And it was hard, but it needed to be done because I'm in a relationship.
Right.
And he's in a relationship.
Right.
And it's like you have to have that closure.
Wow. That's very insightful. Honestly, I didn't know much about soul ties, y'all. Don't get it twisted. I know what a soul tie is. I just haven't personally experienced it, so I can't talk too much about it. So, I have some of my girlfriends come on here and talk about it. But, now that I'm getting a clearer picture of how a lot of situations can play out, I'm just like, damn. And it's crazy. It's still crazy to me to think about how a lot of people don't know about it because they really out here reckless as fuck. And then next thing you know, they lose themselves or they don't know what happened. Like they're not even them anymore. So,
yeah.
Whew, girl, that just explained a lot.
Yes, ma'am. It's a heavy thing. I mean, people don't take them seriously, but you have to be careful who you lay down with. Sometimes, like when you lay down with people who mean no good for you, you take on that energy, and and then you end up waking up feeling drained or feeling like, dang, some of this feels off my aura.
Well, thanks, girl, for the convo, for the Lil Advice.
You already know I'm here. I'm down for it whenever.
All right, y'all. So, one person isn't enough. I gotta give y'all a second opinion. Okay, I'm gonna call my homegirl Crystal and we're gonna talk about this whole soul tie situation because y'all already know it gets real. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, Crystal.
How are you?
I'm doing good, girl. It's a September day. I'm a Virgo, so I'm doing pretty good. So girl, we gotta talk about soul ties because a lot of people don't know what soul ties are. And that's a problem because a lot of people out here having sex. And if you having sex, you most definitely need to know what a soul tie is. So for the people that don't know what a soul tie is, Crystal, can you just kind of explain?
Oh yes, so a soul tie is the spiritual component of any relationship. So if you're like me, you were raised in the church. You were taught to believe that a soul tie happens when when you're intimate with somebody.
You were taught that in the church?
Soul ties for me, not like at least within my household.
Oh wow, the church.
Yeah, so like if you're like me in the church, you were, from my standpoint, you were taught that. When you lay someone, that's why it's important to, not have sex until you're married, so to speak, like the law of the church, because you form soul ties with, when you lay with somebody, which is true, but there's soul ties, and when you start to get on the astrological side, it's believed that we actually absorb the energy of those that we build emotional and physical connections with, and what energy is absorbed, literally carry parts of people with us for our entire life. That's why it is super important to be mindful of who you give your time and energy to.
So what kind of caught me off guard? I agree with everything you said before the astrological thing, and I understood and I agreed. But then you said astrologically. Ooh, that's a hard word. Astrologically. Wait, can you just expand on that a little bit more? I low-key forgot what you just said, but can you expand on that a little bit more? Because this episode is also about astrology. So yeah, let us know about like astrology and soul ties and what they even have in common.
So like, we have our different signs. People have their sun signs.
Wait, what's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, you did say that.
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
I'm a moon, and I'm a rising Scorpio.
Ooh.
So if you start to get into astrology and you learn, you know, your sun, your moon, and your rising, then you get.
I know my moon and my rising.
Okay, what are your moon and your rising?
I don't know. I think it's switched, but I know one is a Libra and one's a Scorpio. The one.
I can see the Libra.
Ah! I love me a good Libra person. Like, I love a good Libra. And then Scorpio, I think it's my moon, because I know they said, like, it's however you act. Like, it's how you feel, how you act, and how you think, or something like that.
Yeah.
So how I feel, that's like the Scorpio one, like the, I don't know. I want to say like the sexual.
Emotions.
It's emotions.
Your rising is like, you know, how you actually are. So, you know, your actions, how you portray and what you portray. That's going to be your rising.
That's that's not Virgo?
No, your rising would be either the Libra or the
Scorpio, okay.
The Libra. So if you're,
yeah.
It would make sense if you're rising is a Libra. I can see that.
Okay. But sorry to cut you off. Oh my God, what were we saying? What were you saying?
No, so like just getting into like, you know, once you get to know, you know, your three, you know, your
how many?
Moon, your rising, and then you start getting acting to your chart, and then your 12th house, and then you learn how your parents come into play. And one thing that I recently learned is about polarity and how we all have different energies. So like, if my polarity is masculine, which makes so much sense to me because I have a very dominating presence. Even within my relationships, it's like, you know, even if I'm dating someone who's more masculine, I always still have that more dominant presence sometimes. And so that's just based off what my natural energy is, and that information is learned through knowing your chart, and you know, learning the type of energy you have. So me having a masculine energy, that's why I connect well with other masculine energy types. So it could be another masculine energy woman, or it could be a man who has masculine energy, and that's how women can have masculine energy, men can have feminine energy. And it's all very interesting how everything intertwines, and that ties into soul ties, because if you're a feminine energy and you're taking on a toxic masculine energy, that's going to do a lot of damage. That's going to do a lot of harm.
Wow, that's deep. Damn. I didn't think about it that far. You know what I mean? But no, I appreciate that, because I understand. Hopefully my listeners and my viewers will understand too. I feel like you broke it down and you explained it to a T. So I get it. Thank you for that explanation. Now I feel like I'm a little bit more knowledgeable in soul ties and astrology, you know. Do you believe that your astrological compatibilities can determine the success or failure of a relationship?
Yes.
Wow. Sorry, I was not expecting that answer.
Absolutely. Just knowing, like, you know, if I don't know someone, but if I know, you know, what their ruling house is, if I know what their rising is, I'm able to kind of gauge their personality. Yeah. And I'm able to kind of gauge, you know, our compatibility. Are you combative? Are you argumentative? You know, like things like that. So I think it's very important.
Ooh, girl, that's a good, no, that's real though, because I asked another friend and she said no. And I was on the fence. I'm like, yes and no, because on one hand, honestly, your sign says so much about you. Every sign's description relates to the person's personality. So I believe in astrology and I believe in zodiac signs. So when I think of, is it gonna, you know, determine the success or failure of a relationship, honestly, the astrological signs weigh heavy on that decision, because they gonna tell me, you know, all the characteristics are gonna tell me, like you said, how that person is, how they think, and how they deal with things. On the other hand, there has been a lot of situations and examples in relationships and where people are polar opposites. For example, my favorite, oh my God, One of my favorite YouTube couples, Jenna Marbles and her dude.
Yeah.
Right. She's a Virgo. She's like me. I love Jenna. She's a Virgo. Like, she is me. I am her. Her dude is an Aries. And when I tell you, he's a whole kid. Julian, that's his name. Julian is a whole kid. Like, he can't, not to say he can't take anything seriously, but he's the type to be baking cookies and the whole kitchen is a mess. And he don't care. He cool, you know? Like, he like, yeah, I made this mess. And, you know, like, he's very comfortable in destruction and chaos. And Virgos are the complete opposite. So, right, to me, that proved that, okay, maybe, you know, astrology signs don't exactly determine the success or failure of a relationship, but it's definitely something to think about, you know? Mm-hmm. Also, girl, my homegirl needs a little advice. She's in a relationship and she's been with her partner for a while now, right? It's been a couple years. They're very comfortable with each other. They love each other, all that good stuff. All of a sudden, about 2 months ago, her old dude started hitting her up, talking about, I miss you. We got a soul tie. You need to come see me. Not that I can't move on without you, but you know how guys will say I can't move on, but they moving on type shit, you know?
Yeah.
So he's like, you know, I'm stuck, basically. I have a soul tie with you, and I don't know what to do with myself. And my homegirl's like, Avery, what the fuck do I do? Because, girl, what is even a soul tie? And I was like, girl, you don't even know what a soul tie is? Like, you out here having sex, you don't know what a soul tie is. Anyway, she's like, girl, what should I do? What should I do? What should I does? And I was like, hey, let me go ahead and ask my girl Crystal, because I already know she knows.
Let's start with this. If someone says y'all gotta try to figure it out because we have a soul tie, that means sugar honey iced tea, because soul ties can be toxic. ASF.
Do you mean the person? What do you mean? Oh, do you mean like when you feel the soul tie?
No, so a soul tie in general, just because you develop a soul tie with someone does not mean it's a healthy soul tie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think of a toxic mother-daughter relationship. They have a soul tie. They're bonded as mother and daughter, right? But they may not know how to treat each other. They may not know how to communicate. They may not know how to, speak to one another. And that's a toxic relationship, but they still have a soul tie. So not all soul ties are healthy. That happens in a relationship setting as well.
So if you were my homegirl, what would you do?
It's up to your homegirl. That's depending on how the relationship was.
It
was toxic, wasn't good.
It was just a hookup. So here, let me give you more of the story. So her and her partner that she's with now, let's call them person B, and the soul tie person is person A. She was with person B, broke up with them, and then hooked up with person A. Hooked up with them for a couple months and then got back with person B. Months later, a year later, person A is like, I got a soul tie. So that's her situation.
No, I mean, I think
like, what are her options? Can you tell her like how she could handle the situation? Like, would you hit them up, talk to them? Would you try and block them? Would you try to see if you had a soul tie yourself type shit? Would you break up with person B and go back to person A? Like, what you doing, girl?
So when they were hooking up, it may have been a good exchange or a positive experience. So that was like positive energy flow. And so maybe from his perspective, it is a soul tie. And if he's reaching out, it could be either one that maybe it could be something she could possibly or should possibly look into, or, the fact that a man is reaching out to anybody to tell you that they have a soul tie is monumental to begin with.
Oh, really? Girl.
I mean, this is coming from a gay woman's perspective.
No, we gotta talk about it. Because
I just don't see men as being that emotional, strong fortitude type. Like, at least up front when it comes to this.
Okay.
Just in general, I can't speak, for every man, but just overall, I've never experienced a super emotional man in touch with their feelings. So the fact that he reached out to your friend, I mean, it could be worth looking into. She could also go the route of just blocking it out, and going on about her business.
Right.
Because if she doesn't feel anything, or if she doesn't feel like, you know, she's connected to him, then it really could just be one-sided, which is very possible.
Yeah,
It's also very possible that your friend is very vibrational, and, you know, she came to somebody who was feeding off of her energy, and that's maybe why he feels a connection to her.
She's a Cancer too, so she's very yeah. Makes so much more sense. But okay, those sound like really good options. So when you watch this, I gave you 2 people to listen to and to take advice from, and they know what they're talking about. They've been in relationships, they've had soul ties, they've dealt with those things before, so they know what they're talking about. So girl, if you don't know what to do by now, girl, I can't help you, and I ain't helping you. No, I'm just playing. But thank you, Crystal, for coming on here and talking and spreading your wisdom and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me once again. I appreciate it.
Of course. So, wow. Crystal just said so much that literally just like blew my mind, because I didn't know about soul ties. I personally never been through it, so I don't want to talk about none of that stuff that I ain't never been through. I can't be on here lying to y'all talking about I did this, I did that, I know this, I know that. No, who the fuck? That's why I'm a Virgo, because I can admit when I'm wrong. I can admit when I don't know things. Well, that's all for today, folks. It was a extra long episode today because I love you guys, and I felt like I wanted to give you guys something special and something in full. You know, I just felt like I just needed to give you guys a little something extra, right? It's Virgo season. We've been established that. My birthday is in T-minus 3 days. It's your girl's Jordan here. So you already know I'm gonna look cute. I just ordered a wig. She just got here. You know, she cute. I really want to call her Homecoming because she's giving me like Beyonce Homecoming vibes, you feel me? But that's besides the point. Thank you guys so much, so much for tuning in, for watching. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you to all the podcasters and all the podcasts that's shouted me out on Instagram and that's really shown me love and support. Like, for real, I'm going somewhere with this. So if y'all ain't on the train now, if y'all ain't on the Consciously Unfiltered with Averilina train now, you're gonna be mad. So you might as well go ahead and click subscribe. You might as well subscribe. You might as well like, and you might as well comment. If you feel it in your heart, in your soul, that I was speaking to you, or one of my homegirls was speaking to you, go ahead and drop a comment. It ain't hurt nobody. Go ahead. If you feel like I was speaking to you, if you feel like you love my energy, all this and that, ooh, girl, got it going on. You feel like my eyebrows are on fleek, my eyelashes are on point, my hair is looking good, my necklaces is shining, my little, shirt with a little white angel on it is, I'm stunting on these hoes. If you feel like that towards me, go ahead and subscribe. What is you waiting for? What are you waiting for? All right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and leave y'all on that good note. But before I leave, you already know. Before I go, since we talked about soul ties and astrology so much, the book that I want to recommend is A Little Bit of Auras by Cassandra Eason. And it's a really, really good book. It's basically just an introduction. It says an introduction to energy fields. It's an introduction to auras. And man, it's so interesting. So she tells you about the colors. She explains all of that. She tells you about moods and personalities. She even tells you the aura of pets and how to figure out what your pet's aura is. Like, how freaking awesome is that? Me personally, I think this is a good read, so I think you guys should check it out if you trust me, which you should, because once again, I'm a Virgo. All right, y'all, I gotta let y'all go because you know I'll be on here all day and night talking. So once again, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time.